Oh, something different.
Exodus chapter 12, verses 36, 40, and 41. The Lord caused the Egyptians to look favorably on the Israelites, and they gave the Israelites whatever they asked for. So they stripped the Egyptians of their wealth. The people of Israel had lived in Egypt for 430 years. In fact, it was on the last day of the 430th year that all the Lord's forces left the land. As Israel marched out of Egypt, as they moved on for the next few days, the Israelites must have been dumbfounded by the magnitude of their deliverance. After 430 years, almost 4.5 centuries of slavery, in just a few weeks or months after they heard the promise that they would be delivered, after they received that word from Moses, they were now out of Egypt. They were free and wealthy. Can you imagine that? Imagine, just pause and imagine these slaves who were children of slaves, who were children of slaves, of children of slaves. We're talking about over 4 centuries of slavery. Here comes these persons. After just a few weeks of hearing, God is going to deliver you, they are free and wealthy. God had disposed the Egyptians to pay reparations to the Israelites for the forced labor of these centuries. They were paid for the forced labor of their ancestors. And so now there was a massive wealth transfer. The scriptures said they stripped the Egyptians of their wealth. Now let's think about that a little more. Egypt was the superpower of the world then. Egypt was the economic powerhouse of the world. And they broke the bank. They stripped them of their wealth. There has never been in history, before or after, such a massive transfer of wealth. The Israelites now had their freedom and wealth that they could never have imagined. And they were on their way to the promised land. When the Israelites were crying out for deliverance, they could never have envisioned being in this state. Free, wealthy beyond measure, wealthier than their oppressors, and heading to a free land. When they heard the word from Moses, they would never have envisioned such a turnaround of fortunes, such a deliverance. I can imagine they thought that, okay, the Lord would deliver them from the bondage. Probably they thought they would get moved from being slaves to indentured servants. They would be able to be paid for their menial task of building bricks. But that was not God's plan for them. When God delivers, He tends to do exceeding abundantly above all you can ask or think. When God delivers, it's going to be so extraordinary, so supernatural, that it has to be obvious that it was God. He is going to operate in such a way that His glory should be sure. So let's stop limiting God in our prayers, our hopes, and our aspiration. Get ready for an extraordinary move from God. If you need a deliverance, know this very well, that in due season, when your deliverance comes, it will not be normal, but it will be exceeding abundantly above all you can ask or think. God bless you. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And for more, join us at 9 a.m. at 10 Union Square, Crossroads, Kingston, Jamaica. If you can't be there in person, join us virtually via YouTube Live.